team has never been something to be shy of. One third professing a love for the Kariobangi Sharks side. Obviously there will be the meet and greet by some very important people as well. And Steven Pira will introduce us to the gentleman on the left side.
On the left-hand side is Marcel Brandt. He's the big man. He's the one that buys all the players. You know, a very important guy to the club.
He's the man with the deep pockets. He breaks and mends the bank to bring players.
He's a Dutch. He used to be the sporting director at PSG. So very important guy for the club. You know.
So he brings in the players.
He brings in the players. He knows what's when the manager goes out and says, "Listen, I need a player." He's the one
who goes out and says, "Okay, here's the money. We've got it out." I've got to introduce you to the president of Football Kenya Federation as well. He's Nick Mwendwa. He's out there as well. Plus one of his officials, Ouma, is there as well. I guess the introductions are going out so far.
And it's nice to see Calvin as well from SportPesa on the field as well.
Yeah. All the work on to be able to get introduced. That the president I think is attesting to just how tall the goalkeeper is. Just how tall do you think he is?
He's quite tall. He used to be my goalkeeper when I was at Ajax, so it's also good, you know,
he's
to see a few
relatively.
players,
what would you make him to be? 7'5", 7'6"?
I'll say 7'7".
7'7". He's a tower of a man.
Just to be on the safe side. No, he's a tall guy. A lot of experience as well. Played in the World Cup for Holland 2010 in South Africa, you know. And I'm happy to see like teammates that I've played with when I was still a young kid. Representing the club.
So that's the man you say brings out the check and says, this is how much we're going to pay for this man in this game.
That's the man that's the very important man behind the scenes. You
absolutely.
Know. And he's the one that's getting the players in, you know. He's got the plan for the club and making sure that he keeps the manager happy.
It's a good thing to keep the manager happy. So any moment now we'll be getting into this game. A good number of men who play in the English Premier League First 11 will be playing in the First 11 here today against a First 11 that plays predominantly in the SportPesa Kenya Premier League. There it is again. Potila Omoto is in there as well. Kapaito is in there as well. And my hunch is that the striking will be of, Buira is going to be up there. And together with Kapaito. They'll be coming in at the front. Juma, Shiveka, Teker and Omondi will play the midfield. They love to hold the ball in there. Now, Ida, Mwendwa, Omoto and Abuya will probably be pushing them out. Well, it's a little bit of a different formation as well, I believe. These are the two strikers who will be there. And then the other ones will be the midfielders. Kapaito was voted top scorer, actually won the Golden Boot about 2 seasons back in the SportPesa Premier League. Has not had very good fortune in the last few games played in the last season. But you obviously will be watching out for Harrison Mwendwa. What will he do in the midfield? The man at the center of it all is Davis Mweno. He is an automobile mechanic from Nakuru. He will be assisted by a teacher from Mombasa, Joshua Chila, teaches in a secondary school, and then a man who's a prisons officer in Nairobi, Samuel Kuria. And the fourth official is Andrew Juma, who is a business studies student at the University of Nairobi. So a very good blend of, artisan and police officer and teacher and a student will be taking care of this man. The tallest man on the field is obviously Stekelenburg.
Yeah,
he's going to be in goal.
He's in goal. You have a young Gibson coming in, you know, with a bit of experience at the back. The midfielders, solid experience, a lot of gains in those legs.
They're scared of Schneiderlin, but I think they should be scared more of Lukman and Nyasi in this game. And Walcott, that's a very dangerous attack three, don't you think?
Very sharp attacking three, you know. Lukman, his pace is direct, he's technical, and he's, you know. And with Theo on the other side, on the right-hand side, you know what you're getting, straight down.
I tell you, there's a little bit of a cheer as well for Mr. William Luya, the coach of the Kariobangi Sharks side, and most recently has been joined on the bench by a man who was playing for the team but was plagued by injury and has gone to the technical bench. I'm talking about Seda. Would you say that this team that has been put here today would have been put in if they were playing Manchester United or Southampton?
Not really.
Marco Silva would have probably mixed it up a bit.
Definitely, you've got a few players. Like I say, it's a very a lot of experience. You have young Gibson coming in, Colony. Tom Callum has been there for years in a team.
Well, I must just remind you that earlier on today we got this sad news about the passing on of one of the greatest footballers in Kenya's football history. Joe Kadenge has left the scene, and it is for him that a 1 minute silence will be observed here at the Mo International Sports Centre between Everton and Kariobangi Sharks. So 1 minute silence and counting. Rest in peace, Joe Kadenge. We'll miss you on the scene. It's a big day at the Mo International Sports Centre, Kasarani. It's a day in which Kariobangi Sharks, who incidentally do come from the locality here and enjoy a massively big support as well, are playing an English Premier League team, Everton, that has made its way for the first time in history into the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, for this historical match. So we'll take you through the 90 minutes of it with Stephen Pina, a former midfielder of Everton FC, legendary midfielder, I must be saying as well. Second time that he's coming into East Africa as well for a match in particular between Kariobangi Sharks and the Everton side, but also he watched the SportPesa Cup in Tanzania, where he saw the Kariobangi Sharks side play as well. A very young side. They are playing a very, very experienced side. One of the oldest clubs in England. One of the clubs with the oldest history of English football. Peter, is this a very big moment or is it not?
It's a very big moment, you know, one of the oldest clubs in the Premier League in English football, kicking off in Kenya, you know, against one of the youngest teams, if I'm not mistaken, of Kenya. So it's, you know, it's a good mix, senior, old against young. So let's hope it's going to be an exciting game because a lot of people out here, and let's see what's going to take us to.
Okay, then that's what we're going to do. Brian Breeder in goal, and it's already sent it out to the right side. Any moment to get past the English Premier League players will be a moment that will be savoured by the fans here at the Mo International Sports Centre, Kasarani. They've had a chance to see other players as well here in this team as well, and it was very ecstatic to see Wayne Rooney in Tanzania a couple of years back as well. And again now the nostalgia comes back with the other players, Ademola in there, Baines in there as well, Nyasi in there as well. It must be a moment that everybody, you know, lives to remember for a very long time.
Yeah, it is, and obviously having our new signing, Gomez, making his first game for Everton in Kenya as well. What a time to be alive.
I like the way you put it. What a time to be alive. A foul has been given to the Everton side because of that foul that was committed on the right side. It's going to be a free kick for Everton. And will be a first chance to see what they're going to be doing with their set pieces. And guess who's going to be taking it then? Ademola Lookman is the man who's going to be taking it. And a good number of others are lining up front. Theo Walcott is one of them. He's got a memorable time at Everton as well. And Ademola carves a short one. Just had the right touch, but not on target. But would have been a very easy one to put into the net from a one touch, Stephen.
Yeah, normally Holgate is quite decent in front of the goal for a defender, you know, and that was a big opportunity. good set piece from Lukman. Yeah, we go again. Kariobangi is on attack, so.
Well, they're going to have to settle down fast, we always say, because the first instance in a game is spent with everybody trying to get the better of the other. And so you occasionally get caught in trying to play the game of the opponents as well, the speed they are using as well. And you forget to settle down. But the Sharks might just bite on some English glory today if they work it well enough. Playing it just behind a little bit and trying to build it from there. This is Thomas Decker. Who's played it then to Nixon Omondi. Well, they're seemingly enjoying themselves, but not getting the ball back. Taking it out for a throw-in. It's going to be for the Everton side. Well cut. And then has played it very quickly to Schneiderlin. I guess it would be interesting for Harrison Mwendwa to say that he got past Schneiderlin in that midfield. A big run down on the right side. And some quick... this is going to go out. It's going to be a goal kick. But a very strong defense that the Everton side is putting up. Coach said earlier on, one time when you will Google, you will find out that Kariobangi Sharks played Everton. Is he going for a walk in the woods, the way they would like to say it in England? He's got to play out to a full game here. So it's still moments spent, you know, trying to get the better of each other.
Yeah, very patient build-up from Kariobangi Sharks. You know, when I last saw them in Tanzania.
Well, you're overtaken by that action in the midfield. I think it's Gomez who picked it up. He was trying to go in through the left side. Has been stopped short in his tracks. It's going to be a throw-in. But he's quite a big man as well. When he picks up the ball, you worry about what will happen, don't you?
Yeah, he's a big unit, and as soon as he go past a few players, you know, it's difficult to get a ball off him.
Well, back into the midfield, and that's where we're going to be seeing a lot of action as well. Starting off from the midfield, this was going to be a through ball. How usually does Everton approach a game? Do they come from the back? Do they build it from the sides, or where do they build it from? The excitement was already building up.
You have a manager that wants to build from the back. He wants to play exciting football. He wants to play exciting football, attacking football. But then again, you know, with a lot of young players in here, a lot of young players in this team. So, you know, the manager wants to build from the back, but eventually he's going to have to try and get it up the pitch very quickly, because there's a lot of experience in that team.
Well, yep, you always count on experience as well. Let's see what it can do for the sides. Out onto the left side now. You're going to have to watch out for Gomez and his speed on that side. Who's coupling him out there? Coming back into the midfield. And the danger moment now is that Demola picks it up. Nice little chip out onto the right side. And again, looking for that elusive cross from the right side. It's been picked up by the Sharks now. This is Harrison Mwendwa. That's the man who've always singled out for. Manages to cut the midfield, Mwendwa, and still brings it back and gets a throw-in in the process. Was trying to also move together with Kapaita. But that's your number 7. You can see already he's causing a little bit of ripples in the defense, isn't he?
what a lovely turn from, I don't know if it was Otien, the striker, to get away from Holgate. And yeah, good defending from Gomez.
The fans loved it.
The fans loved it. You know, that's what I want to see. They came out here.
He almost got the better of Holgate.
The oxygen, needing oxygen. One player's gone down.
It's clutching onto his feet, but I guess the weather is going to affect them as well. The high altitude. Now we know that it works for ourselves in East Africa and in Africa for that matter. You know, the East Africans also have problems when they go to West Africa. For the same reason that it's now a low altitude and they can't breathe when they get to West Africa.
No, people tend to forget, like, you know, when you play out there on the pitch, it doesn't look easy. You know, you need a lot of fitness, and especially coming here to breathe. When someone puts you in a room where there's no air, it's difficult to breathe. So I understand what a player is going through. It's only this. Lukman
is having one of those moments in East Africa. He's got his roots as well in West Africa and Nigeria, but also is English. So now he's coming to test a little bit of East Africa, and it's already put him onto the ground. He's not come up very easily. What do you think Baines is discussing with Holgate? Something about how the left side is going to be opened up by Mwendo if they don't watch out, because the speed is coming up from that side.
No, I think he might have a go in his ear, like, hey, listen, Stephen told me the winger's quite quick, so you know. Now he's a very experienced player, so I don't think he wants to be doing all the running. So just telling the young boys to be careful,
to calm down a bit, take it easy in their strides. We played 10 minutes of the historic game at the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani. Everton have made a trip for the first time in history to East Africa, to this side of the world, to play Kariobangi Sharks, who in themselves are making history by just getting this chance as winners of the Super Cup. The Demola Lukman looks like he's going to seek some medical attention just off the field a bit. There's new rules being introduced now in football. Stephen, I must get your comment on it now. You can come out from anywhere when you are substituted. You don't have to walk to the center. There's new rules.
I saw it in a AFCON when Hakim Ziyech from Morocco, he got substituted and he wanted
to walked out on the other side.
He just walked out, and he was really upset about it. So yeah, you know, it's also time wasting. It's a good thing.
A lot of players who are upset about substitutions have always gone out from the other sides, but now it's going to become a rule. Like, you can move out to the other side. The other rule that is going to be introduced, and I think the English Premier League will be using it as well, is when there's a free kick and there's a wall, attacking players will not be allowed to join the wall.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, you know, a lot of players they like to waste time, and now with a new rule coming in, it's, you know, it's just to get a game going.
It's just to get the game going. And once the ball has been played in the penalty area, you can play the ball.
Oh, I didn't know.
Some of these rules that are being introduced just to get the game going all the time. So that becomes a very interesting time as well. The other rules are, of course, on the bouncing of the ball. If the referee stops the game, the ball will bounce for the last person who had possession. There'll be no challenging for it. If you had possession when it was stopped, then it will be bounced for you. And that's simple. And you can continue. You can decide to give it away or not. So some of those rules that we have to watch out for. Kenoli didn't get there on time. It's a ball that has been lifted in an attempt to try and get it to a striker up front. But too many feet in white stockings from the Everton side managed to cut that out and try to get it onto the left side, where I still maintain the danger man is going to be Gomez. Ademola is not going to be coming back to this game. He's felt it the second time, hasn't he, Stephen?
I think there's something serious wrong with his, I don't know if it's his ankle or it's the altitude, one of the two. But
it's going to be a little bit of an anticlimax.
I think he's disappointed as well. This is a big opportunity for him as a young player, you know, coming out here.
Listen to the mamas at the stadium. They're saying, oh man, come on, this can't happen. They want him to be in the field.
Yeah.
Demola has just walked off the field of play. And it is pretty obvious that it's going to be a substitution. And Nathan Broadhead has been brought in for him. Quite an early substitution in the 12th minute of the game. A coach's nightmare is usually when you have to make early forced substitutions.
Yeah, it's you know, it's not nice to see a player go off in the first few minutes of the game. You know, especially first friendly game of the season. You know, I'm sure he'll be disappointed. You know, it was a good opportunity to impress the manager, and because of a lot of players not being out here, you know, I'm sure he's.
Well, I can categorically report that he's walking back to the dressing room. He's not even sitting on the bench. He's going straight to the dressing room, which means that whatever he's feeling needs to be attended to right now. Back onto the field then. A long ball on the right side. And I think some very good defending that has been shown by the Everton side. So much so that Eric Kapaito, the striker on the Everton side, is being kept at bay and not being allowed to even get a chance to get a bounced ball in that box. But again, a chance that has been picked up by Sharks here, trying to get into the box, looking for they were looking for a chance to have a place to shoot from. They may be forced to come back into the midfield to build it up. A very good run, ultimately ending with the captain taking possession of it. They still have it again on the right side. Now Kapaito controls it. Oh, I think he took that in a little bit of a hurry. This man has been top scorer in 2 seasons before in the SportPesa Premier League, but that shot certainly doesn't say a lot about how he did it in that season, does it?
If you look at that shot, you know, very adventurous. Obviously, as a striker, you have to try and shoot at every opportunity you get. But unfortunately, yeah, very adventurous.
This goes off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. As the Sharks try to get possession back. Everton will bring it all the way to the central defender. Yatsi chases it right down and off the field of play. This goes off the field of play. 16 minutes of play gone in this historic match here. We're still waiting to see some formation that might just tell you this is Everton. We're waiting for some formation, some stringing of passes that might tell us this is Kariobangi Sharks.
Yeah, it's been a very slow start to the game. Obviously, you know, for the players, I don't know if they don't want to go flat out. You know, obviously of the altitude, you don't want to go out and disgrace yourself as well. You know, going down quickly. But
well, I think they're trying to control themselves a bit.
I was really looking forward to Lukman, you know, because he's a skillful player, and to hop off, you know, to get the supporters as well, that bit of buzz, excitement around the stadium. But there is already a lot of buzz every time the Sharks get a ball, you know, going into Everton's half, the supporters are getting a bit excited.
Well, there's still a lot to look out for as well. Schneiderlin is in this game still, and there is also Theo Walcott who's still playing here. It's a foul that has been called, given to Everton. I think it was on Holgate. It was just clipped a bit and went down. Duke Abuya would be the guilty man in that tackle. As again, the Sharks get running. Venida he scored a goal in a penalty shootout recently in Tanzania. Everybody thought something had happened to him in terms of the way he was walking, but he was just celebrating it. Throw in. Again by the Everton side. A big through ball right through. Not very well latched on by Omar Nyasi, who was trying to get onto it. And on the right side as well, there was a danger of it being picked up for a quick attack. But the Everton side beginning to look more dangerous than they have shown themselves to be. Not a very good clearance coming in from Stekelenburg. Then it's picked up by Dukabuya for the Sharks side. Manages to get it onto the right side. Here is the cross coming in. Another chance to bring it back. They're appealing for a handball. Referee says play on. Now there's also a new rule on the handball as well that is being put through. But this was Kariobangi Sharks' chance, don't you think, Stephen? Holgate is the one who cut it off in the first place.
A lot of poor defending there. Started with a goalkeeper and then the two centre-backs, Gibson and Holgate, kicking the ball against each other.
Another big run down on the right side. He's been kept in play. What a remarkable control then, coming in from Patrick Otieno. Brings it back into the midfield. Kapaito just doesn't stretch long enough to get onto that one. He was obviously being watched very closely by Gibson. Stekelenburg has not been tested at all, has he?
I know, both keepers haven't been tested. I think it's, you know, the Sharks had a first 20 minutes been promising from them, but you know, nothing. The goalkeepers haven't been in the game.
Oh, we just played 20 minutes, so we still have a lot of football in this one. 70 minutes remaining in total. That's a lot of time to play. The scoreline is still 0-0. Let's hear what your comments are as well. You can talk to us. The hashtag is Everton in Kenya. They're getting a run as well, Everton. It's not a walk in the park for sure.
No, definitely not. You know, when you fly in the morning and don't have a session and then have a game at 4, you know, altitude level, it's not easy for them. But you know, like the manager said, it's the first game. He needs his players to get minutes in, you know, in the legs. But it's not. They won't take it easy anyway.
Well, Baines tried to get it to Nyasi, but they were cut off very quickly by the defender on the right side. Well, coming in from the left now, trying to bring the cross in, picked up by the goalkeeper, Brian Bwire. That's the best that the Everton side has shown so far, with the 1-2 combination and managing to stay onside as well.
That's what Baines is known for, you know, bombing on, playing that small combinations, getting crosses in. And, you know, so far that's a bit of football that we've seen from Everton. Not much going on from their point of view.
I can tell you they're running down the right side of the Kariobangi Sharks defense. And sometimes you overload it just so that it can break, and that's looking very evident with Leighton Baines being the man who wants to destroy it on that side. Just the same way as the Sharks are also trying to come in from the right side. This is Harrison Mwendwa cutting past and then giving a simple pass here, trying to go for a shot on his left foot. He's got the speed and moves very stealthily when he's got the ball. Could have been in the offside position there, in my opinion.
I think he just about on, but a very quick player. I saw him in a SportPesa Cup, and you could see, you know, he was one of the best players in the tournament, and even today, I think he's one of the players that's more involved in getting the crowd. Every time he gets the ball, the crowd gets excited.
I must tell you, I was. Oh, what a miss on that one! If only they had picked it up. I recently was appearing on a television show in which they asked me what I could have noticed in the SportPesa Premier League, anyone to mention. And I used your name, I must say. I said, look, I will mention somebody that Stephen Pina also mentioned. And he attested to the fact that he had seen Harrison Mwendwa in play. And so that was the moment. as the Sharks again start to build it up from their side. The crowd by now is very happy with the performance so far. Thomas Tecker then begins it on the right side. The fans of the stadium are trying to execute a Mexican wave. I can tell you, I can see it passing on the other side. But it didn't carry us on. That's mean of them. They didn't include us. They should have told us. Well, now we know. We'll time it. We'll time it. I'll tell you when it's passing by here. When you hear Peter quiet, he probably will be getting the wave up on that side. It's back into the midfield. And again, it's Holgate who's marshalling that defense. This goes down onto the right side. And Gomez has made a shift onto the right side. Well, I tell you, the Mexican wave has just gone past us here. A little header coming from Holgate. And now Kapaita knows that it's not going to be easy going through there. 5 fouls that we are counting in this game so far, but it's a little bit of a celebration. Never mind the scoreline in the field. There's action also off the field. Big run down on the right side now. And a perfect chance for the Sharks to open the score here. Yes, it's in the net. What a lovely turn! So suddenly to dupe the entire defense. Largely unexpected that he would have been going in that direction. But Patrick Otieno opens the scores here on the Boy International Sports Centre, Kasarani.
And you can see what it means to the supporters as well. They've been waiting for that moment, you know, for that bit of excitement. The Mexican wave came fast.
Indeed.
And then we're going to go.
Oh, and Sekelenberg. Well, remember that Duke Kabuya or Josie Taylor or is the man who runs it down then. Patrick starts it from behind. Duke is onside. Everybody's expecting to be offside. He dupes everybody else and he's going to give the pass down. And then he puts it in with his left foot. Big celebration, of course, as he puts that ball into the net. And changes the scoreline.
What a neat finish as well.
Oh, the fans will be happy with this one. The defenders lining up. But putting it in the near post, but the goalkeeper, Stekelenberg. Duke Kabuya, for all the purposes and intentions, has scored a very historic goal at the Moi International Sports Centre in Kasarani. This is turning on the style. The referee says it's going to be a throw-in. The touch coming from Buire.
I don't know if that goal woke Everton up or they're going back to sleep again.
What do you make of that? Nyasi broke down in there. Referee says no foul. I think the player played the ball. It went out for a throw-in.
Good goalkeeping.
So 1-0. It shushes the stadium down a bit, partly because of the expectations and partly because now the fans know they're going to get a real game.
Yeah.
Big clearance, sends the ball off the field of play. It's going to be a throw in this one. It will be to the Kariobangi Sharks side from the right side. From the left side, I beg your pardon. Sometimes they say that once you work so hard for a goal and you score it, you kind of, remove your foot from the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's. I mean, when you're out there and you play and the ball's bouncing all over, it's one of those where you just, as a player, you feel ashamed about it. But
what do you think is going on in Holgate's mind at the moment? Not very happy with himself. What about the goalkeeper, Stekelenberg? What is he thinking?
I don't think he'll be worried that much. Obviously, it's like I said, it's the first game of the season. They've only been in for 2 days already, but what a goal it is.
The internet will not remember all that. It
No,
will just
they
say
won't.
that
They'll
they
say
scored.
The Sharks scored against Everton.
And that's what you must watch out for. It's a football game at the end of it all. As the Everton side now start the build-up from their side. Holgate, the central defender, will be asking himself a lot of questions, but obviously he'll ask his left back as well. What happened? And Gibson will have to answer that because it came from that side. That's Gibson. Again, turning back, giving it to Holgate. They've got Cannoli out on the right, back into the midfield. Schneiderlin sends down onto the left side. And again, Gomez has made another move onto the left side. He's operating from there now. Losing possession, picked up by Kariobangi Sharks. I think a foul has been given. Yeah, the referee says there was a foul. And so when you lose the advantage, then you get the foul back. That's what happened. Here it is again.
I think there was Holgate stepping up, his mistake. And yeah, you know, as a centre-back, if you're the last man, you don't do that kind of thing. Just stay with the runner, show him down the line.
Do you think Holgate shouldn't have gone out? He's the one who's tackling there, and Cannoli comes in to cover his position.
If you stayed with the runner, now you wanted to play offside, you move with him, show him down the line. He's not going anywhere. Now you're making a decision for the play already. So
he put him onside.
Yes.
By trying to bring him out and then coming back to him. And then he had to follow him now.
Let's hope he makes up for that mistake.
Well, we hope so.
By heading one in.
Big one down into the area. Cleared off by the Kariobangi Sharks side. Gibson will pick it up. Keeps it in play as well.
That's offside.
Well, not yet. I think it's been put onside. It is a cross then. Oh, huge mistake every time when defenders try to clear the ball from that line. Often happens. And Lemu knows that he didn't get a very good touch on it. But he nevertheless sent it off the field of play. It's going to be a corner. First time that we have a corner in this game, and it's coming for the Everton side. A chance to see what they have in the set pieces. Got enough blue shirts in the penalty area. This is headed out. Second chance to bring it in for Everton if they wanted it. But they move it down again. Nyasi. Then to Schneiderlin. I think it's just been blocked, but the advantage player has been given. Good ball down on the right side for a shot. And this is cleared out. The referee says there's going to be a foul here. But demonstrates on what he thinks should have happened. Now, you know the rule on handball. It's the one very contentious one. You have to look at the intention and whether the hands were in the natural position.
Especially when you're on the floor, and, you know, and you're slipping or sliding.
There's nothing much you can do.
Your hands will be where they will be. Where they are.
It's good to hear that from you. Big run here. Intended for Kapaita. Just all the way back to Stekelenbeck. Easily starts the build-up onto the left side. Then back into the midfield. This is Davis. We haven't talked much about him, Stephen, but he's in the midfield for Everton.
That's the kind of play is, you know, Tom. He wants all action. It's been a quiet game so far from him. I think
there's a penalty appeal again. Goalkeeper didn't get to it, and then the clearance there. Yeah, he was already going down. So yeah, there's nothing much about the ball being in the hand being in a natural position. You have to support yourself. There's nothing much you can do about that. So no penalty there.
No, definitely not a penalty. I mean, he didn't even know where the ball was going. So.
Kapuya plays it all the way back to his man with Nixon Omondi, who was bringing it there. Good touch again in the midfield. And through ball again out on the right side with a chance for the Sharks to change the scoreline. This one just misses. I think Wendwa just applied so much force on it. It goes past everybody else, but it worries Stekelenbeck for sure. You can see it on his face.
I don't know if it's Duke or Moto.
Who gave the through ball? That's
Oh,
Patila Moto.
Yeah, the
That's
turn,
a killer through ball.
the pass, you know, he just carved up the whole back four of Everton, you know. When you're
really
artist,
is a shame it out of the equation.
It is a shame from Wenda to miss that beautiful attack from the Sharks.
Well, people will talk about that a shark is attack as well. A shark attack is usually.
I hope it's a white shark. Though.
a white shark. A shark attack is a shark attack.
Some lovely football from the Sharks.
You are you? They previously played. They like short passes, but they also have speed and they move very fast, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's why when you play with players like Harrison and Abuya, Duke the goal
Abuya.
scorer, you know, they.
Oh, this is a big ball down towards the goalkeeper. Taken very quickly away from.
I think that's the first time we've seen the goalkeeper come in action.
Yeah. I think they've been rather quiet. But Broadhead, Nathan, is the one who tried to get onto that one. So far, how would you analyze the game? What do you think about it?
Very positive from the Sharks, you know, taking the game to Everton. Obviously for Everton, you don't know what you're going to get from them because it's the first game playing in altitude. So I'm really happy the way the Sharks started this game off. You know, putting Everton under pressure.
Let's look at possession as well. 53% still belongs to Everton, even though the best created chances have been on the Shark side. And I tell you, if there's one man who's enjoying himself in that midfield, it's Patrick Otieno. He really is controlling the balls well here. It's a shot, not a very good one, but he really is controlling the ball very well and combining with Duke Abuya and Mwendwa as well.
That's the kind of players I'm talking about, you know, the ones that putting Everton defense, you know, keeping them busy this whole since the game started, you know. Mwenda again with a lovely turn. Unfortunate to the finishing.
Second time his left foot is letting him down. Should go ball on the right foot or look for a combination play there to have a very good finish. But there's someone who's doing the donkey walk in the midfield. Just the 11 of Patrick Otieno. Really picking up the loose balls in there in good style and setting up the speed as well. Here comes Everton from the left side. Well, not getting a chance to string in the passes. Patrick again tries to get in there. Oh, that would have been a very huge loss. Gibson manages to pick it up. Gomez is being forced to come in deep now. Oh, Gomez is going to get in trouble here. No point in retaliating.
That's a little bit naughty from Gomez.
Yeah, it is, and I think the referee is calling him. Gomez, yeah, he was unhappy with that. He thought he had been clipped on the back, but he retaliated, and that's when you get cautioned by the referee. He's lucky not to get a card as well.
Yeah, I think normally in a normal game, that's a yellow card.
That's a yellow card. That would be a yellow card.
I think the ref would just let it go, you know.
It's just been nice, isn't he?
He just walked over to him and having a go at him again.
No, that's because this SportPesa Cup.
Also, it's a bit of frustration, you know.
For Gomez,
you have possession, and then all of a sudden you're getting put under pressure.
Nixon brings in the cross. Two men stopping for it. Big control on the chest and lacking here. I think there was a whistle in my opinion. Yeah, there was for offside. The referee just didn't give a yellow card because I think the last SportPesa Cup was held in his hometown in Nakuru. Yakubu Ayegbeni was there.
Yeah.
He was just trying to be nice. That is a yellow card
offense. To be fair, it is a friendly game, but I don't know if the
rules are rules.
Too nice. Rules are rules. You have to take your cards out, but don't spoil it as well.
Theo Walcott gives it back to Gomez in the midfield. They're going to start the build-up from there as well, joined by Gibson. Little chip by
all Everton's
Baines.
Attack is going to that left-hand side. Can see Baines' experience.
Well, they're trying to load that left side now. A good tree ball in the penalty area, but a little bit too long coming from Broadhead. It goes all the way out of the field of play. I think he gets a touch that will make it a corner for him. Yep, he got that touch, so it becomes a corner.
It's good to see the young players out there, you know, having a go, trying to impress the manager.
Well, they have no alternative. They are already in the pool. They've got to swim now.
I'm sure most of them is the first time actually coming out to Africa as well.
Yeah.
So,
oh, Gomez. He's going to get in trouble. Oh, dangerous play. It will be adjudged. Again, I think it's just lucky that the referee is in a good mood, but Gomez is still pleading his case here. Looks a little bit frustrated. But with a high boot, I would imagine, yeah, that's what it is.
I didn't see Hida coming with his head in there, so
absolutely not.
Unfortunate.
Sometimes as a striker, you don't see who else is coming. You do what you have to do. This is Mwendwa. I think he was offside, so it's going to be a free kick.
How old is Kenneth? Is it Harris?
Harrison Mwendwa? I'll get you the age just now. But the average age in the Kariobangi Sharks is about 28 years. 27, 28. That's the average age. Fairly young players. Out on the right side then for the Everton side. The cross comes in. This would have been the best touch then for...
is that young?
For Broadhead. And he got all the hard work done for him by Theo Walcott.
Big opportunity coming in, third man running, coming late.
Picked him up in a very good position and saw him advancing. Theo just glances up to find out who's there, and I've seen
big opportunity. Also a big miss. Normally you have to hit a target from that distance.
It's in Broadhead approaching from there. The Sharks again using the left side. Patrick Otieno has initiated some very good moves for the Sharks from the midfield.
Offside.
Yeah, he's...
Was there any of the players in the Kenyan national team?
Yes, there were. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I'll tell you just now.
Otieno?
No, he wasn't. But I'll tell you, they were.
I think I saw one of the defenders called Otieno as well.
Philemon Otieno.
Yes.
Otieno is a common name in Kenya. There's Bernardo Otieno here with you as well.
He was the one conceding the penalty against
and
Senegal,
the red card as well. That's him. You're quite right about that. That was very... Yeah, but Otieno is a common name here. It's for most of the people who come from the lakeside in the Nyanza region have Otieno as a name, which means the night. I'll tell you more about that when we go for a cultural night then, and you can have all these explanations. At the moment, yes, Philemon Otieno very unhappy, very unlucky in the Africa Cup of Nations to concede a penalty and also concede a red card. But that's the story of Kenya having been knocked out. The other nicer story is the one for the Bafana. Now, I was telling you about this Seda, Edward Seda. As well.